Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You probably saw the last video where we did a walk around. Obviously I had a week of what was going on at Awesome, and I ended up talking about being electrified and talking about the
ID3.
The ID3. RacingLine's ID3. Dropped off for me to have a little drive in it. They've been doing a bit of development, obviously, for the ID3. Not software related.
You can see you've got the wheels and...
But we got the wheels on there. We got the RacingLine decals, and I imagine they've been doing a...
suspension work. And,
yeah.
Bits and bobs like that.
Not sure what else they've been doing. We haven't caught up with them yet.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, obviously, you know, we have a great relationship with the guys. They've dropped it off for me to be able to have a little drive, get a little bit of Tabby's thoughts on it as well. Yeah. So let's have a look at the car, and it does look a little bit on stilts.
Definitely jacked up, big.
Again, you know, you saw the last video we brought you to the GTI. Obviously, has the same line lighting. Looks a bit weird at night because I think it stops here on the badge. I think Habib behind the camera, you saw one the other night, and
again, it follows the theme, like you say, with the Mark.
Not sure you thought what it was that was coming towards you. But
the IQ lighting.
I'm going to say something. I drove this car last night. I actually drove this car home. When I first got in this car, it was my first electric car that I've driven. I don't even know what to say. Goes off the line like a bat out of hell. No gear changes, no noise. I don't know if I like it or not. It's quick.
I think everybody can be on board with, you know, the instant power, but
I think for me, love the instant power, but it just maybe runs out of steam.
I mean,
but
it's supposed to be a little over 200 horsepower, so. Okay.
Check out.
So this, for me, nice lights.
Unlike you miserable. I'm Santa Claus, you're my fucking elf.
Christmas jumper day, like mine. Yeah, so for me, this is...
Radio's on, Tabby.
Christ, we've been through this, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, nice little noise. Yeah, so for me, like, you've actually already driven this, so for me this is an actual first time drive. You know, so reaction. We'll see what it's like. We've gone a little bit Mercedes looking with
Tabby trying to get a reaction.
Oh, look at that. So what does B mean? D for drive.
D for drive.
For
N for neutral.
Backwards.
R for reverse. B.
Badass.
What's the badass mode?
Badass mode. Yeah. I think we'll go with that. Right, okay, so you've literally just got two pedals. There's no gear stick like you mentioned before. I like how the pedals have got like pause and play on. It's pretty cool. No impression much. No? So
tell me what you think about the interior first of all. So
interior
electric.
Quite...
The sound is the exhaust note.
The exhaust note. Yeah. Let's top that cool up as well. Right.
First thing I noticed about this when I got in this morning. Bing! Airbag.
Airbag light, okay. Yeah.
No, I mean...
warranty void. What's going on with that?
I don't know. We need to check that when we get back. But airbag lights, come on. Anyway. So, first of all, what's your thoughts about the interior of this car?
Other than, I mean, these are a bit space agey. You've got like similar to the Mark 8 GTI wheel.
Flat bottom.
Yeah, but I mean the way the buttons are, the touch. Well, the first obviously referencing the first full electric car.
Yeah.
Which is why it's the and on the side.
And I know you can't see this yourself, but at night time it's actually quite funky. All of the dash here, and all the sides lights up red.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Right?
Can you change that?
Now the only problem that I have, right, is right now you can see where the volume button is there, and you can see where the heater controls are and stuff, right? Yeah. Well, that doesn't light up. So last night I'm like, I was roasting, so I'm trying to turn everything down, and you can't do it on the screen. I couldn't see how to do it on the screen. Of course, you know, concentration on the screen, you know, at night time. There's no controls again.
Well,
right? So I want to. I'm not going to talk about the knob, but I want to be able to
well, you don't even
adjust.
Get the knob in this.
Well, there's no knobs. There's no knobs at all. But again, everything's through the screen.
Yeah.
It looks funky. It looks better. I prefer it than.
But I think like you were saying,
than the
even
Mercedes
in the
ones.
Mark 8 GTI, everything's a distraction, isn't it? I mean,
that's a distraction for me.
Yeah.
All right, but it was more distracting. I couldn't actually find out how to turn everything down, and then
who on earth thought?
And that doesn't do anything.
Well, who on earth thought that was a good idea? Putting the light switch there.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I lit it up last night.
Yeah,
right?
but how are you getting it? You know, it's really.
It's touch.
Yeah, no, but it's.
What's more concerning is the only thing
obscure.
that is in front of you, right, is the battery power. And let's go. Let's go for a drive.
Speaking of battery power, this had like 200 miles on it when you left.
This is what I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm going to talk about this battery power, and we're going to talk, or I'm going to talk about how we're going to charge these vehicles. There's 40 cars sitting outside the front of work.
I think that's the problem. I mean, although the idea behind it is great, but I just don't think.
Can you turn that heating down?
Technology.
Can you turn that heating down?
Alexa, no. Turn down heating. Thank you.
Sure, it will get cooler at the front right shortly.
Now you got to ask it yourself. Let's see if it actually knows from you're coming from that side.
Turn down the heating. No, this is a bull bag that doesn't want to talk back to me.
God, she's slow. Right, try it now.
No, I'm not.
You just press the button. Press the button like a normal person.
Yeah. Right. Foot down hard.
Please
Keep your foot in.
Yeah. It certainly picks up. Brakes and shit.
Oh, sorry.
Rubbish.
Pause it.
Terrible. Not responsive.
So the subtle gear change.
Don't feel. I mean.
So the first thing you notice, obviously, that there's instant power, and there is. It's just really weird that there is no gear change. It's just go.
Yeah, but it's literally rated to like 100 mile an hour. That's it. It's like 99 point something. I don't know if you've tried it.
What do you mean?
In the road. That's it. That's the top speed. 99 point
It's not.
miles an hour. Well, that's what it says in the spec.
Wow.
Okay.
That's sort
Intrigued.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, moving on.
When you drove it in Mexico, what kind of?
I don't know. I did see the 100.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, that aside, okay, it actually drives really well.
Yeah.
Right. So, my opinion of the ID3 when I drove it last night was I actually enjoyed driving it. But I think there was a point where I got, well, okay, once you got over the initial enjoyment of the power delivery, for me it was okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what you're missing every aspect of the gear change, you know, the control and the sound. Obviously, the sound. I mean, it doesn't have any sound whatsoever.
I think they put some like artificial, you know, something. I mean, all you can hear is like road noise.
So, anyway, you talk about how you feel about the car on its drive. Because
I mean,
I want to talk after that about the power.
For me, it's nice, drives really well. Brakes, as I mentioned before, a little. They just don't feel very responsive. I noticed they had some sort of drum set up on the rear, which maybe they feel like the power, the delivery doesn't require a disc all around. But I mean, like you say, it's just the power's there, but it just kind of starts running out of steam. So if you instantly,
well, it's a constant. I mean, I haven't got to the point where it doesn't. But once you get to the initial throwback, obviously, it's there. And I would imagine when you get up to the 70, 80 mile an hour mark, which I obviously haven't done, that you'll feel that it starts to just veer.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it starts getting to like 50 mile an hour, and it just seems to peter off.
I mean, I like inside the interior. We obviously got the touch lights, so it's touch sensitive, which is cool.
Voice control has been cancelled because it has been paused for a long time.
Okay, so voice control's cancelled. To be honest, like I said about the inside of this car, I actually do like it. It's got a big dash, obviously, and I love the fact that, and we'll show you a little bit in a minute, when we get the camera, when we get back. Obviously, once you plug this in on the charging, the whole of the dash comes up with different colours. Hopefully, Habib, you can put that into the video now. Maybe it's done that. And it's very spacious in the back.
Roomy. I mean,
deep seats.
I even popped the boot earlier thinking, you know, there was going to be literally next to no space, but you know, it's decent for the size of the car.
Has armrests.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about these new charging points. I don't know what they are.
It's the USB-C, isn't it? So.
Well, I haven't got USB-C.
You'll see a lot of the newer phones will start coming with the leader USB-C on both sides.
So I couldn't plug my phone in last night in here.
Yeah, because the other side where it goes into the plug isn't a USB-C, it's just a normal USB. So you need like USB-C to USB-C, or in your case, the lightning cable to USB-C.
So did that not come supplied then?
Well, they did in the Leons we ordered. All those Leons we got came with leads, so maybe it did. Maybe we just took it out.
Okay.
But yeah, the Leons came with it. I don't know about the Golf. I didn't actually look at that one, but I'd imagine that came with a lead as well.
Right. This is the most critical part about an electric car for me. Okay. The future says that we will be driving, or the new vehicles will be electric cars.
Well, I mean, literally, there's going to stop producing petrol, diesel cars.
So here we have, and let's just take the city of Manchester, the city of London. Everybody's living in flats. Everybody. Oh, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, it's
you can ignore that. Everybody is living in flats. Don't answer your phone when you're driving.
I'm not.
Okay, just making sure. Just health and safety officer here. Everybody's living in flats. Okay, how do they get to charge their vehicle? Now, I'm led to believe on this vehicle that you can go to a service station and you have to stop for 10 minutes and you pay and you get a 80-mile charge for 10 minutes. That's what happens, right? So I live 45 miles away from Manchester.
Yeah.
So this car will not get me to home and back again without me having to stop and charge the vehicle. I don't have time every single journey to stop and charge the vehicle.
Even if you didn't charge it overnight.
Well, see, now that's the other contentious issue, right? Because apparently to put it on charge overnight, it's not overnight, it's a 24-hour charge. Now I don't know if that's true or not.
We charged this the other day. I think it was, well, we left it overnight, but when we came in,
it was fully charged.
It was fully charged
at 200 miles.
200 miles.
So this is only going to get you 200 miles.
Yeah.
Well, this is not really.
I mean, and that's driving. I mean, I would imagine that's driving sedately. I mean, you took it last night with 190.
So this is my point. When you drive an RS6 or a petrol engine car, okay, you put your foot down, you can see that if you're driving it heavily, it adapts and the fuel economy,
the range
will come down, right?
Down, yeah.
And then you take your foot off and you drive slow, and all of a sudden the miles start coming back up again.
Yeah.
So I drove this last night, and I left my house, and I think it had 140 something miles on the clock.
Yeah.
I got 44 miles into Manchester, and it had 84 miles left on the clock. Right. But then they're not coming back to me.
No,
they've gone. They've been spent. Right. Them miles that they've.
You can't drive like economy,
So, yeah, these 200 miles on a full charge, effectively now, is not 200. It could be 150 miles. And I can't plan a journey depending on what mood I'm in. I'd have to drive like Miss Daisy
everywhere.
Well, obviously,
silent.
So that's a problem for me. I think the charging side of this. Here we go. Keep going. Foot down.
It's in all the way.
Keep the foot down all the way. keep it going. Just want to go past the.
There you go. It's pinned.
So that magical number.
But that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
but it was 1 mile an hour over that figure.
No, well, it says 89 point something. So.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Well,
We did.
Mexico.
Right. So what I'm saying here is this is, I think, for people watching and are interested about where we go with electric vehicles, right? I think it's a great car. I think it's, if this was a charge for 400 miles in the battery system, okay, that you could then come home on a weekend or a night and put on charge, you know, and get 400 miles very quickly, it would be great.
I feel like the model, in theory, is good, but in practicality, the technology just isn't there.
Well, for somebody like me who does a lot of miles every day, this is absolutely no good for me. I want to fill up literally once a week if possible. Maybe I do fill up.
You would have to fill. You do like what, 90 miles a day?
Yeah.
At minimum, that's just home and back.
Yeah, I know, but I would like to fill up once a week. That doesn't happen for me. But I couldn't be doing this daily.
No.
And I would have to be stopping for a charge.
Yeah, but literally-
and I don't have 10 minutes every time to stop and.
But you'd literally be like home, set it up on charge, unless you had maybe like a fast charge installed at your own house. I don't know.
Right, but again, right, so we now have 40 vehicles sitting outside of work. Customers' cars, our cars, staff cars, right? Everybody in 10, 15 years' time would be on electric cars, right? How many install points would I need to sit outside the front of the building, right? When a customer lives in a block of flats, how many extension leads are hanging down the flats to try and just plug in?
Yeah, there'd be a lot.
Does it need to be connected directly into the mains?
I don't know if you would have. Someone would have to come round, probably install these outside of the flat. You know, on the outside rather than hanging out the windows, I'd imagine.
What an eyesore.
Oh yeah.
And here we are, you know, talking. I mean, how much energy are we using up?
Hey, so I figured out what B does.
What?
Well, in D, you drive and you're off the throttle, just sort of coasts. When you're in B, it kind of brakes you when you're off the throttle. So you're like on the throttle, you're alright, and then off. You're putting the brakes in. Good.
So is that not like have we not got like the curve system?
Yeah, we're going for an overtake charge.
Right. Well, let's get back
Yeah.
to the office. Let's. What are we gonna do when we get back? Should we just stay on, go for a drive? It's actually quite a nice place to be.
Yeah. We'll get some lunch near lunchtime.
Right. Let's get back, and then we can have a little bit more around.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll show you guys how the car's charged, and give you a bit more of an insight on the actual inside of it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things you might notice, like I mentioned, is the position of the light switch. I think for me, where you say, you know, you enjoy the inside of the car, I think certain aspects are quite futuristic, but then, you know, it just all looks quite cheap plastic, everything. But yeah, anyway, let's get back, let's have a look. Go from there.
Right, guys. So that's a little bit of a me and him out in the car, having a little bit of a drive. I'm probably gonna. I think I might even take this one home again tonight. We've just popped the front hood, and we can already see that we've RacingLine's been doing a few little trick bits already and making a few modifications to underneath here.
Yeah.
What's the verdict? Well, I'm still out. I love the fact of the car. I love how it drives. Can it be made better? Oh yes, of course it can. But I think for the motorist that isn't in the performance, it's a great car. But the charging system for me is just,
Like I say, I think
it's going to be an issue.
Technology's a fair bit out, but I mean, I think we end it there. So, you know, there we have it. Volkswagen's very first full electric vehicle. Mark, with his greatest...
Massive. Too big, needs lowering. Yeah, maybe.
Such a big tyre.
Such a big tyre.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny this. I joked about the coolant earlier, but... Yeah.
So, give them your verdict, Tabby. What you think?
I mean, I like it. I think technology's got some, you know, way to go with it. But other than that, I don't do as many miles as him, so I could be, you know, down for one.
You'd be down for one?
Yeah, I think so.
You just have to have the radio up and just forget about the noise. That's it.
Well, there is no noise, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but forget about the road noise. But there's not, you know, that you can have a gear. You're not going to miss the gear change and the DSG fart and.
It'd be, you know, for rocking around town, and it wouldn't be for anything other than that.
Tabby is a town rocker. I'm a cruiser on the motorway. Maybe he'll be taking that home tonight, and I'll just take the RS6 or the Golf R. But anyway, that's our little review of the ID3. We'll keep you updated on our website as and when new products become available for this. I'm excited. Thank you very much.
For the most part, the coolant.
You still talking?
Still going. Coolant cap, the brake fluid reservoir cap, and the screen wash cap will already be available because they just look like the originals. Wheel fitment looks the same, so I guess those products will already be on the website. It just needs labeling for that car.
So that, as we say, is a first for us on electric.
And the first for Volkswagen.
And the first for Volkswagen. Fully electric. Thank you very much. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, subscribe if you don't already.